We have for all of you, let's introduce again Marjé Etheridge from Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. I want to start by saying that I love you. I love you. I love you, Linda. Bill, is it Bill from South Africa? Tim.
I love you too.
The most inspiring moment was last night at dinner. Tim, he just kept saying, I love you guys. I love you guys. And, you know, it stayed on my mind because I love you, because this is, you can't really find another word. You can say it's been amazing, it's been wonderful, but it really has been a love experience for me. And since I'm from Atlanta, which is a southern city, I'm going to, has anyone ever had soul food? Soul food? So I'm going to take you on a soul journey with the taste of soul food by way of a tune. Macaroni and yams, collard greens and ham, hocks to the side, fried chicken and beans, green, lean to the back of the fat, got to get that cob of corn and bread, dressed with cranberry sauce and gravy, under the influence of that savory pot liquor, getting high off the smell of Mama's peach cobbler and pound cake, talking about you trying to lose weight. Right. So I'm on a soul journey, and the soul really is a word that stands for me, it's an acronym that stands for Source of Understanding Life. The source of understanding life. And when you think about the soul of a problem, so what I've done since I've been in Atlanta, Atlanta is one of those, it's a city of rich history, but it's a city that also has a lot of problems. We're the top of the list of sex trafficking, mainly because of our airport is the busiest in the world. Children being sexually exploited. We have a high dropout rate. We're number 2 in obesity in the country, next to Mississippi. We have obesity, we have crime, we have illiteracy. I mean, it's a mess, but there is hope. And I said, how do we find the soul of a problem? And basically what that means is, how do we take the life out of this problem and find the soul of the solution, which I call solution, which is putting life into the solution. And so what I thought about, I said, you know, I have 2 daughters. At the time when I discovered sex trafficking, they were 14 and 15, which I was a nervous wreck. And I thought, okay, what can I do? Not only because I have 2 daughters, but I don't want this to happen to anyone's children. So because I've been in marketing for more than 25 years, I know a lot of people, and I'm a connector, and I've learned how to leverage relationships. So with the mayor and the governor and faith-based community, people would not listen to me. So I said, you know, I'm also an executive producer. I know how to raise money. If I can raise money for a film, I can do a film. I decided to do a major motion picture on sex trafficking. I believe that we can use media as a way not only to give messages, but to empower, to also obviously entertain, empower our audiences to do something. So I decided to do a major motion picture called Field of Hearts, which is not only to shine light on sex trafficking, but to empower the audience. But Field of Hearts is another way of saying Hartsfield, because Hartsfield is the airport where a lot of the children are being trafficked. So how do I put life into the solution? By doing this movie. I'm also creating merchandising. So I have a connection to Coty Fragrance. So I talked to them about Field of Hearts fragrance. Who has ever done a fragrance around, about a movie that's around a cause? So they're thinking about it. I'm also partnering with a lot of the faith-based communities to join me in this fight against sex trafficking. A lot of women's organizations, universities, which also gives us power. Not that these advertisers want to give me money about sex trafficking, but if I focus on the dream, then because these women and children obviously have dreams, so they are more inclined because I have this huge network to support me and to sponsor some of the things that I'm going to be doing, like the fragrance. Also, we're going to be doing, in addition to the fragrance, we have a team of artists that have joined forces with us, and we're calling it Art to Be Free, A-R-T, the number 2, the letter B, free, which will galvanize the art community. So we have the faith-based community, we have women's organizations, we have universities, and we have the artist community. So that's one of the ways that we are putting life into the solution. The other thing that I'm doing with regards to not sex trafficking, but also the issue of crime and homelessness of youth. New York City, 25% of their youth are homeless. I partnered with a doctor named Dr. Neil Schulman, who's written a book called The Corporate Kid. And it's really about a kid connecting with the CEO, and that CEO connecting with this kid, and they're learning from one another. It's a great story. So what I've done is I partnered with him to create a campaign called the BACSAC. And the BACSAC is an acronym for Be a Corporate Kid, Support a Corporate Kid. So we're recruiting 100 CEOs, 100 kids, starting in New York City, in 5 major cities in America, New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Detroit. For 1 year, we're going to have cameras follow the CEOs and these children around. And we believe that these children, they're low-income children, will teach major CEOs of major corporations a lot about life and about business and vice versa. So we will get that started, and it's a pilot. We have connections in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, now Afghanistan through Sophia. Sophia, is she in here still? Oh, there you are. Hi, Sophia. More than likely, I'll be seeing her when I go to DC in April and do something with you in Afghanistan. So that's basically, you know, I tried to figure out what exactly, I do so many things and people think I'm nuts. And then I just thought about how do I even talk about it? And this was downloaded as I was sleeping last night to even think about the soul journey and really what am I doing? But it's really about love. And I think at the end of the day, I'm doing what I do because I love life. I love people and I love life. And how can I measure my success outside of love? My motivation is all about love. And so I call myself an alien, okay? And I love acronyms, by the way. An alien, and what is Kimberly here in the room? Kimberly, a lot of things are downloaded in my sleep. I don't know if that's good or bad, but things are going on while I'm sleeping. So one night I was dreaming or something happened, and I love the movie Aliens, by the way. I can see it over and over and over. My husband and children are like, she's nuts, but I watched that movie over and over. And so the word alien to me stands for, I'm an American living in economic newness, right? An American living in economic newness. And I believe that with what I'm doing with the movies, I can give 20% of what I make back to nonprofits that are helping the victims, right? The movie Taken made $266 million. Imagine if 20% of that went to help the organizations that are fighting sex trafficking and are helping the victims. That's a lot of money that could go to help. So I'm committed with the jewelry. I have a jewelry line called Jewel Free, with a bracelet called the Shacklet, with some people in Malibu, California helping me. We're going to be giving a lot of money away. Also with the fragrance, we have a whole series of products that will come under the umbrella of SOFE, Sounds of Freedom, Stories of Freedom, Styles of Freedom. So we'll have a whole line of clothing that we'll be promoting, and we will give proceeds to organizations to prevent, as well as to intervene, as well as to inspire people to dream and to help them live those dreams. So with that said, I'm writing a book called Dream and Grow Rich, which will be coming out soon. And thanks again for the opportunity to be here. Again, I love you, and I'm so excited about all of you becoming friends of mine. God bless.